Winter is here, and with it comes colder weather, shorter days, and a lot less sunshine. But there is something else winter quietly brings along, something many people don't realize until they feel tired, sore, or run down. A vitamin D drop. Today, we're breaking down exactly why vitamin D deficiency becomes more common in winter, how much you actually need, the best foods to get it from, and whether supplements are truly necessary or if you might be taking too much without even knowing it. Welcome back to Primetime Health. Let's get into it. Why vitamin D becomes a winter problem. Vitamin D is sometimes called the sunshine vitamin, and for good reason. Your body makes vitamin D when your skin is exposed to sunlight, specifically UVB rays. But here's the catch. During winter months, many people spend less time outdoors, and even if you do go outside, you're usually covered up in jackets, scarves, and layers. On top of that, in many regions, the sun sits lower in the sky during winter. That means the UVB rays that help you produce vitamin D are weaker, and in some places, they barely reach you at all. So even if you think you're getting enough sunlight, your body might not be producing enough vitamin D. And when that happens, the risk of deficiency goes up, especially as winter stretches on. What vitamin D actually does in the body. Vitamin D isn't just nice to have. It plays major roles in keeping your body functioning normally, especially your bones, muscles, immune system, and nervous system. Here's what vitamin D helps with. 1. Stronger bones and calcium absorption. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, which is essential for building and maintaining strong bones. Without enough vitamin D, even if you're eating calcium-rich foods, your body may not absorb calcium properly. Over time, low vitamin D can increase your risk of weaker bones and conditions like osteoporosis, which is especially concerning as people age. 2. Immune system support. Vitamin D helps regulate immune function, helping your body respond to viruses and bacteria. That doesn't mean vitamin D is a cure for colds or a flu, but being deficient may leave your immune system less supported than it should be. 3. Muscle strength and movement. Vitamin D also supports muscle function. Low levels can contribute to muscle weakness, discomfort, or soreness, sometimes even painful muscles in more severe cases. 4. Nerve and brain communication. Vitamin D plays a role in helping nerves send signals throughout the body, basically helping the brain and body communicate effectively. So when levels get too low, some people notice they feel slower, weaker, or more fatigued. How much vitamin D do you need each day? Vitamin D recommendations vary by age, but here's the general guideline. Infants under 12 months, 400 IU per day. Ages 1 through 7,600 IU per day. Adults 71 and older, 800 IU per day. These numbers are considered the daily baseline for most healthy people. Remember, these are general recommendations. Your personal needs can be different depending on things like where you live, how much sun exposure you get, your skin tone, whether you cover up outdoors, dietary habits, and certain medical conditions. That's why testing vitamin D levels through your doctor can be helpful if you're unsure. Can you get enough vitamin D from food alone? Here's the honest truth. You can get vitamin D through food, but it's not always easy. That's because very few foods naturally contain high amounts of vitamin D still. There are some solid options you can lean on, especially in winter. Best natural vitamin D foods. Fatty fish, one of the top sources. Fatty fish is one of the most reliable natural sources of vitamin D. Great options include salmon, trout, tuna, mackerel. Just to give you a real-world example. About 3 ounces of salmon can provide roughly 570 IU of vitamin D, almost an entire day's worth for most adults. So if you're looking for one powerful food to add in winter, salmon is a strong choice. Fish liver oils. Fish liver oils can contain a lot of vitamin D, but they can also be potent, and they're not for everyone. If you use these, it's smart to follow professional guidance, especially because they can contain high levels of other nutrients too. Foods with smaller amounts of vitamin D. Some everyday foods contain smaller amounts of vitamin D. including egg yolks, cheese, beef, liver, mushrooms. These may not give you huge numbers on their own, but they still help, especially when you combine them regularly in your diet. For example, a large scrambled egg contains about 44 IU of vitamin D. Not a lot, but it adds up when paired with other sources. Fortified foods. The winter vitamin D shortcut. Here's where things get easier. A lot of people get most of their vitamin D from fortified foods, meaning vitamin D has been added during processing. Some common fortified options include milk, yogurt, certain breakfast cereals, some orange juices, plant-based. Milks, depending on the brand, for example. 1 cup of fortified 2% milk typically contains around 120 IU. So a glass of milk with breakfast, plus eggs or fish later, can really improve your intake over the day. Signs you might be low on vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't always announce itself loudly. Some people have low levels and don't notice much at first, but common signs can include feeling unusually tired, muscle weakness, or aches, frequent soreness, low mood or sluggishness, getting sick more often than usual. Now those symptoms can have many causes, so don't self-diagnose. But if these feel familiar, it may be worth bringing up with your doctor. Should you take a vitamin D supplement in winter? This is where many people get confused, because you'll hear different advice everywhere. Here's a practical way to think about it. If your doctor tested you and confirmed low vitamin D, a supplement might be very useful, and your doctor can recommend the correct dose. If you struggle to get vitamin D through food and sunlight, some people choose to take a daily supplement for consistency, especially during winter. But if you're healthy and not deficient, many experts say you, Dan T, need to feel obligated to supplement just because it's winter. In other words, vitamin D supplements can be helpful, but they're not mandatory for everyone. A big mistake, increasing your dose just because it's winter. A lot of people assume winter means they should automatically take more vitamin D, but experts generally recommend not increasing your dose without guidance. Why? Because vitamin D is one of the vitamins you can actually take too much of, especially in supplement form. Your body can store it, and overly high levels may lead to vitamin D toxicity. Vitamin D toxicity. Yes, it's real. Most people won't experience vitamin D toxicity from food alone. The risk usually comes from taking high-dose supplements too often. Too much vitamin D can cause symptoms like drowsiness, confusion, nausea, or vomiting, stomach pain, weakness in severe cases. Symptoms can progress and become more serious, affecting the body's balance in dangerous ways. That's why more isn't always better. The safest approach is sticking to recommended amounts unless your doctor tells you otherwise. The best winter strategy for vitamin D's simple plan. Here's a balanced winter plan that works for most people. 1. Include a vitamin D source a few times per week. Aim for fatty fish like salmon or tuna when possible. 2. Add fortified foods to your routine. Milk, yogurt, and cereal can quietly boost your daily intake. 3. Don't guess, especially with supplements. If you're unsure, ask your doctor for a vitamin D test. 4. If you supplement, keep it consistent and reasonable. Don't jump to high doses. Stick close to the daily recommended amount, unless medically advised. So to recap, vitamin D deficiency can become more common in winter because we get less sunlight, and food sources alone can be hard to rely on. But with the right mix of vitamin D-rich foods, fortified options, and smart supplement choices when necessary, you can support your body through the darker months safely. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching Primetime Health, and I'll see you in the next one.